What is up, VeVe fam? This is my attempt to practice on this new video style that I want to do on a daily basis to talk about VeVe prices and provide you guys with as much insights as possible. So this is me just trying to learn how to do it and try to practice. So it's gonna be a terrible video, but I hope that it will get better from now on. So what I do every day is twice a day, I would try to update you guys with the market prices. For example, I would look at the grails and blue chips on VeVe. For example, we have, I would tell you last night how much partner stat 2 were going for, top Batman, Spider-Man, Rizzo, and those kind of things, and top loser. So those, I've got 12 grails and blue chips that I track. So those are based on the market size, the total market size, calculated by using the floor price times the total supply. So I take out the top 12 and then I would track them on a daily basis, show the daily price of these grails and blue chips, daily top losers, and daily top gainers. So, if there are collectibles that gain, for example, 35%, that is a crazy increase that in a 24-hour period. So those will show up on a chart. I'll tell you so that, if you want to hunt for deals, for example, you can come in here and take a look at them and potentially grab one. Totally up to you. I'm not trying to pump anything. I just want to provide you guys with as much insight as possible. So daily top losers, daily top gainers, and creation of the day. And recently, since the Amazing Fantasy number 15, that is basically a new grail that came out, I've been tracking the prices of the 5 variants as well, just to give you an update on how things are going. But I'm going to try and make these videos as I am updating the price so that we can talk about them, and then we can have a deeper look into how they have trended over time. Because, for example, if we were to look at top Batman, right, he's now at, well, as of last night, he's sitting at 1600. So we have that data point. We have the all-time high, which is 14.5 thousand. And so we have the 1 week average, the 1 month average, and previous sold. So we have these data points, which are amazing, right? But the thing is, the all-time high, this $14.5 thousand, which I regret not selling my tot at that price, but whatever. This all-time high is inflated by the dirty gems. And everybody knows that if you've been with VeVe since at least January and you care about the market and you have some knowledge, you know that this number over here is very inflated with that, credit card scam or that dirty gems, whatever. So this is not true anymore. And I've seen your feedbacks. I'm going to make some changes to them by, I'm going to show you, okay, right now tot is going for 1600, all-time high is 14.5, but in these daily videos I'll show you the 6 months, the 3 months prices as well. So right now, this is the evening of Thursday. Today is August 18th. tot is going for 1639, so roughly around the same price as yesterday. But I'm going to show you how tot has trended over the past 6 months. So give that a second. As you can see over here, this is 6 months. So right now, August. So back in March, he was at, 6K, around from 6 to 7. There's not a whole lot of supply, so people didn't want to sell them. And then right around June, as you can see, the supply went up dramatically, and the price of tot obviously decreased. And this is because, it's just the law of supply and demand. If there are a lot of supply in the market, the price will have to go down because people will try to undercut each other so that they can, get their listing sold and get that gems. As you can see, this is a pretty wild area for multiple reasons. We have, Darth Vader, and then we have, I think over here is when, cash out. I don't remember exactly the time frame and the events that happened exactly, but looking at these charts will give you way more insight so that you can make your own decisions. So yeah, so and then I'll be talking about other things. So today we'll be talking about the one-on-one auction of the David Warhol and what I think about that. We'll talk about my latest interview with Saxon Tawai. He is an Hawaiian actor. He's in Hawaii 5-0 and other great movies as well. He's an entrepreneur. He used to own a boutique gaming company, so he has a lot of knowledge into that. You probably, if you subscribe to Cavell Anderson's channel, you probably seen him talk about that specific interview that I had with Saxon. But if you haven't, I would love to share my perspective with you. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about the 2 Donnies that Saxon bought. So Saxon Tawai, martial artist, actor, entrepreneur, businessman, specimens collector on VeVe. We'll go over his collection in a minute, but he also owns, and we're gonna talk about the 2 Donnies that Saxon bought. So Saxon Tawai, martial artist, actor, entrepreneur, businessman, specimens collector on VeVe. We'll go over his collection in a minute, but he also owns 2 Donnies, Donnie number 99 and Donnie number 81. And if you've been tracking the price of Donnie, there are not that many listing on the market, so the price will probably look really weird. Yeah, exactly. But each of them right now is going for $80,000. He paid around $10,000 for each of his Donnies. So right now, when he sell it, it's like an AX, but I believe that Saxon is in a very difficult situation because right now there's not that much liquidity on the market. Not that he's looking to sell it. I'm just putting myself and ourselves into his perspective, because you have a very valuable collectible that not many people have because it's only 150, and VeVe keeps like 10 or 15, I can't remember the exact number, and he has 2. So each of them is going for $80,000. How many people are willing to pay that amount for this particular NFT? So I think when I try to put myself into his perspective, holding on to these 2 Donnies, and that's $160,000 right there, but not being in a position that is very hard to sell them when you need to. I think that's very challenging as well. So now let's first go through the market prices. So we're gonna update some prices. It might be boring, but we can talk about that as well. So the first thing I do is I will look at the tier 1 grails, as I call them. So 4 of them that I've been looking at will be the partner. So partner Satu is at $5,100, and 6 months price. Let's look at that real quick. Takes a while to load. Yeah, so you can see he's also affected by events that happen during about the 2nd to 4th week of June. So lots of listing over here, and the price obviously went down, but he was at 24 to 30,000 back in March. So a huge decrease. Right now he's at 5,100. From here to all-time high, which is 50,000, that is a 10x to all-time high. That's a lot of ground to make up. So what I would do is I'll just copy this and bring it in. So partner is not doing that well, actually. I thought he would get some appreciation there, but he's really struggling at 5K. Next up, we're gonna go to Todd Batman. Right now, sitting at 1,600. I remember a few weeks back, I've been tracking this battle between Todd Batman and Darth Vader. So, oh wow, Vader is at 1290 right now. I remember that maybe a month ago, Vader and Todd were battling at, I think Vader was at 2,600 and Todd was at 2,400. And then ever since, the dynamic between those two have been very interesting. You know, they've been chasing each other down to the bottom. Right now, the gap is pretty big actually. This is like, you know, $250 right there. So yeah, VeVe is losing by quite a bit. Then we're gonna look at the Spider-Man. $13,000, and it looks like there was one that sold at 11,000. Wow. If you were a VeVe user back in January, you probably saw how excited people got when Secret Rare Spider-Man hit 100,000. That was pretty wild. Yeah, that was crazy. I doubt that it's gonna get back there. You know, just simply because 100,000 for each of them, and then I know that VeVe has a certain numbers of editions that they keep, but let's just use the 1,000 edition, right? So 100,000 times 1,000, that's $100 million market cap. That's pretty wild. I don't think that's attainable, at least for another few years. And I have some thoughts on the perception of the general market towards NFT and particularly towards VeVe. I'll tell you, I have some evidence on that, which we'll talk about in a minute. So now that we have the grails, let's look at the tier 2. The tier 2 will be R2D2. I actually just bought an R2D2 a few weeks back for 1,400. So yeah, oh shit, he's at 888. So as you can see, you know, that was a pretty bad move, but it is what it is. You make a dumb mistake and you talk about it so that all the people don't make the same stupid mistake, you know. So next up, we're gonna talk about Superman. 715. I hope he doesn't hit, you know, the upper 600 again. That was kind of scary. I remember talking to somebody from one of the Discord group that I'm in, and he was talking about how the total market cap of VeVe at this time is very similar to the total market cap of VeVe back when the golden moments came out. And I can definitely see that. I remember Superman were like in the upper 600 and Todd was around 1600 when the golden moments dropped back in November last year. And I think that's pretty true. So we got that, and then let's go to Rizzo. Rizzo at 2,000. There was one that sold at 2,900. Damn. Okay, this is not a financial advice, but the way that I look at things is, you know, Rizzo is 3,000. All-time high is 25,000. So that is an 8x to all-time high. The partner statue is a 10x from all-time high. You know, between the partner statue and Rizzo, I bet you people would rather have the partner statue. There are more attention, more desire towards the partner statue, and it's a 10x from all-time high. So, you know, I just have a feeling that Rizzo will drop further. You know, it might drop to 2,500 in the next 2 weeks if nothing happens. So, and that will be a 10x, which will be at the same bear market level with the partner statue. I know that the problem with the partner statue is that a lot of the supply are held by Dr. Profit. So that's why there's not that many trading on the market. And then also the 8.5% fee will kind of discourage people to sell, but you know, it's a 10x to all-time high. So I don't see why Rizzo would not go lower. So we got that. R2D2, Superman, Rizzo, and then my tier 2 grail is would be the Marvel comic books #1. And for those of you who are questioning why I haven't included the Amazing Fantasy 15 in this list, yes, I will, and you'll see them in a minute. So Marvel Comics #1 is at 14.5. This is actually pretty good. I've seen it in the lower 10,000, so probably like 11, 12,000 a few days ago. So definitely it's gone up since then. Elsa. I've been feeling extremely terrible about Elsa because I know that, well, I have 2 Elsas that I got from the drop, so I pay $60 for each of my Elsas. And back when Elsa was at maybe 2,000, I didn't want to let one of my princesses go, obviously, because sometimes you just get too emotionally attached to your NFTs. But if I were to have the opportunity again, I would probably sell one just to have that liquidity to play the long-term game. Right now, she's around 400. Let's take a look at C3PO. And this site is called Ecomi Wiki. It is created by Omi the Clown. I pay $13 a month so that I can share this insight with you. Shout out to Omi the Clown. But if you're watching Omi the Clown, please, can you fix this search bar so that I can easily look for C3PO? Because right now I can't. Like if I were to type in C3PO, nothing will pop up. So I have to type in PO and then scroll all the way down to find him. So that's been a battle between C3PO and Elsa. And they've been chasing each other from 4K, 5K back to 400 and 450. So keep an eye on those two. See right here. We saw Elsa closing in on 400. C3PO is at 435. And not a financial advice again, but if you are a Star Wars fan, you want to have some Star Wars exposure that will guarantee that historical significance, then C3PO is a very affordable option. Obviously, if you have money, then you can go for the R2D2, which is, I would say, reasonable compared to the all-time high of $9,600, $9,700. But C3PO is an affordable option. But the thing is, keep in mind this, guys. Right now, when you look at the chart, you will see that C3PO is around like 50% in terms of floor price. C3PO is around, let's just say 435, right? So it's about half of R2D2, okay? So it's 50% from R2D2, okay? That 50% at this price is different compared to that 50% at all-time high, okay? Right now, the 50% will be $400, okay? But during all-time high, if this gap shifts to the all-time high, that 50%, let's just say the C3PO all-time high will be $6,000, right? So at all-time high of R2D2, if that 50% gap were to stay until then, R2D2 would be at 10, 12,000. So right now the 50% gap is only $400, but if we were to reach all-time high again, that's still that same 50% gap will be $6,000, $5,000, which is a huge difference. So you should take into consideration that when you wanna pick up these collectibles. All right, this is another one that is a very memorable NFT for me. This is the All Together Now, which is the Steamboat Willie. I actually got this NFT on Rebound on my girlfriend's phone at minute 16th, which was like pretty crazy. So I got an uncommon on that drop. I was happy, and then that sold out button was grayed out, so I couldn't try anything else. So I hopped on her phone because she still had that buy now button, and I just started tapping for like 60 minutes straight, and I got one, which is this one. All-time high is $10,600. Right now it's at $735, doing terrible. We need more collectors. We need hardcore Disney collectors to bring it back there. I just don't see Steamboat's Willie Ultra Rare going past $5,000 in the next 5 months. I just don't see that happening. But we never know. I might be an idiot. So we've got that, and then the last will be the Spider-Man. Spider-Man common, definitely an affordable blue chip for many people. Right there, 160. It's been holding up pretty well during this dip. All right, so obviously I'll have to change these dates later on, but we don't have to do that now. Let's look at top losers. For the past month, the top loser that list of 6 top losers have always had the Italy T-Rex poster, and I just realized that there's not that many there's not that much supply on the market. That's why we always see them. Oh shit, Creeping Darrow, 169. He's down 50%. Oh shit. Imagine seeing your NFT being down 60%. Ah, that sucks. Wonder Woman. This is the ugly Wonder Woman. $18. Get out of here. She was at 8 all-time high, 308, and now she's at 18 gems. Oops. Bubbles, all-time high, over 10K. Right now, 1,600. She's down 25%. So it's like, wow, down by a quarter. 1 month out of it, 2,200, almost 2,300. Right now, she's at 1,600. The thing about these early season NFTs that, there's that, okay, these are the ones. I hate these. The thing about these early season NFT, thing that happens with bubbles and Rizzo is that the selling fee is only 2.5%. So it's very easy to sell them. Like the selling cost is so low. If people need liquidity, they don't have to think about it, 8.5%. So, okay, this is the one I was talking about earlier. For some reason, which I'll tell you why, the AMC dinosaur poster always show up in the top gainer and loser. And the reason is, out of the 25,000 minted, only 30. So I went to this Japanese math school. Not that I'm good at math or anything. I just want to tell a story. I went to this Japanese math school in Vietnam, where I grew up for a few years. And that's all we did. Like we would try to do quick math, and that's supposed to help with your brain development or whatever, But anyway, so let's take a look at the top gainers. Top gainer all right. For top gainers, we have I think this is no, it's not the rabbits, the protector. Let's see who made this. Sorry guys, that was kind of dumb. For top gainer, we have these two. I forgot what these are called. Oh, choices. Up 31%. So he was around $40 for the past few days. Right now he's at 60, around that area. So up 30%. I don't know why, but we know why for these dinosaur posters. Harley Quinn is also up 23%. But the thing is, she's 26 gems right now, and previously she was at 20, like the lower 20. So it's not that much of a jump. Same thing to the Ultraman poster. So I guess these are like some random market movements that we will typically see that that can come out of nowhere. All right, so we got top gainers, top losers, grails V1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna look at the sort of like the new grails. as many people called it. The Amazing Fantasy number 15. Oh, hold on a second. All right, so let's go to comics. All right, ultra rare is at 2300, so it went up. Wow. 2300. This rarity was at 2124 last night, so it went up 10%, as you can see right here. 10%. 2124 up 10% to 2395. There you go. All-time high 4700. That must be the first day when it just came out, or maybe that weekend. I can't remember. But anyways, went up quite a bit. The rare edition at 710 right now, so it also went up. So it looks like this liquidity is flowing back to these AF15 variants. Yesterday it was at around 650. Right now it's at 710. It's pretty cool. Uncommon. Yo, I always have the worst luck on VeVe. Okay, I've been with the app since February 27th, 2021. In case you want to look at my account for proof. You can see it. Hold on one second. Okay. But the thing is, I've never hit any secret rare. And for these comics, like this is, I thought I crossed my fingers that this would have been my first secret rare. Obviously, it didn't happen, but I got the worst variant out of all of them, which is the uncommon. But anyways, I've never hit any secret rare. So I got my uncommon variant of the AF15 from the drop. And you might think I'm stupid, you might think I'm not, but it's just something that I've been, practicing. Is that, so after I did that interview with Danny Boy Layak, if you know Danny, if you've been in a VeVe market for the past 2 years, you would know Danny Boy Layak. He's probably like the top 5 whales. I remember when I was interviewing him, he had around 4,000 NFTs, and I interviewed him maybe in June, so it's been 2 months, and he almost doubled that, which is insane. Anyways, what I learned from him is the taking profit mindset, because I've been tracking his movements for a long time, and I spent 7 months annoying the shit out of him to bring him onto my channel so that he can tell you guys about his method. But anyways, for many of us, when we think about these, when we think about taking profit, we are looking for our 10x, 20x. But for Danny Boy Layak, his real name is Neil. For Neil, 30% is fine. 30%, 2x, 5x, that's fine to him. I saw him, taking a 30% profit on a Wonder Woman FA. And that was like mind blowing to me. I reached out to him, I sent him a message after I saw him listing like Wonder Woman at 250. Now looking back, that was a really good listing, because Wonder Woman is at 115 right now. I asked him, what is your profit margin on that? And he said 30%. And yeah, that kind of changed me forever, because if these guys with like 8,000 NFTs, if these guys are willing to take a 30% profit, then who the fuck are we, to wait for 10x, 20x? Having that liquidity always helps in bull market, in bear market. So obviously I got an uncommon for 20 bucks, and I saw it going up to 400. That was a 20x for me. So I immediately reminded myself that, hey, if Neil with 8,000 NFTs can take a 30% profit, then I should be happy with that 20x right there. So I sold mine at 400. So that's a 20x. And I saw the uncommon variants going up to like low of 500, so 530. But I felt fine, I didn't want to FOMO back in. So I got a 20x return on this particular variant, so I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at the common and secret rare. Okay, the commons were beating the rare variants for a few days. Because I know I was somebody from the Facebook group, forgot his name, maybe Kyle. Yeah, Kyle, if you're watching, shout out, buddy. Kyle asked me to track the battle between uncommon and rare for a few days, and they were pretty tight. I saw common beating rare a few times, but now it looks like people are looking for that scarcity because there are only 1,000 editions for the rare, and there are 6,000 common editions. All right, so let's take a look at the secret rare, which is basically the new grail on VeVe. 16.9. Wow, at one point AF15 secret rare went up to 25,000. That's insane. I can definitely see that happen though. This is like the ultimate comic book. And also, if you're interested in comic books, check out my interview with Sean from Comics and Crypto podcast. He's a great guy, very, very knowledgeable. If I have questions about comics, I'll go to Sean first. And I know many other people that I usually ask questions, they also come to Sean's with comic books questions. So go watch him, listen to his podcast. Great guy. All right, here we go. So let's sum things up. Amazing Fantasy 15. Obviously, not everything is moving. Right now, we only see a huge jump in the ultra rare and the rare. People seem to be, still taking profit on the common variant. So I think people are going for the ultra rare because between that and the secret rare is a gigantic gap, right? Like you have $2,400 and you have $17,000. That is a big gap. So I talked to some friends, VeVe friends who are very knowledgeable, and the way that they analyze it for me is obviously there are 250 editions of the secret rare. There are 500 editions of the ultra rare. So to their logic, if the secret rare, and you might agree or might disagree with this logic, but I think it's pretty reasonable. I don't like, I sold my uncommon. I don't have any AF15, so I'm not pumping anything. But their logic is that there are 250. So the price of the secret rare, which has 250 editions, is 17,000. That means that something that has 2x the editions, 2x editions, which should be the ultra rare, like 500 editions, right, should have a 50% floor price of the secret rare. So 250 at around 17,000. Then the value of the ultra rare at 500 editions should have been like half of this, which is 8,500. 17,000 divided by 2, that's 8,500. So right now, a lot of people are saying that the ultra rare is undervalued because if there's a bull market happens and people are going for the secret rare and that becomes unattainable, then the next things that they will look at will be the ultra rare. We've seen the same thing that happened with the Spider-Man statue and the Marvel comic book #1 secret rare. When people couldn't afford a secret rare anymore, they went to the next best thing, which is the ultra rare version. So we've got that. So I'm just going to touch on a few things that I have in mind, which is the auction. So let's go to the auction right now. Okay, store, artwork. So obviously they don't show the price. But this is the interesting idea that I have. Okay, I think that obviously, you know, there's different scenarios. The most obvious one will be one whale paying a lot of money to have dinner with David and brings his family. Well, I think what might potentially happen will be a group of 4 whales putting their money together. I don't know how much, maybe like 20,000 each. And again, 20,000 to these whales are nothing. Okay. Yeah. And I think that, you know, that 20,000 investment for each of them, that is a $80,000 bid right there. Only, you know, each of them can have 25,000. The 4 of them, 100K. You know, they pay $100,000 to go have lunch. So, you know, I can have my 3 best friends, you know, pull money in and then bid using my account. That is $100,000 bid right there. Then when I go to dinner with David, I'll bring them. And then we will have the ultimate dinner. We have the ultimate insight on how VeVe will grow in the next year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. This is our opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation with a guy who has had an incredible influence on our lives in the past 2 years, and will have an incredible influence on our lives and financial, like, and you know, and wealth in the next 5-10 years, hopefully. So I bet you this is similar to, you know, paying millions of dollars to have dinners with Warren Buffett, because, you know, to them, you know, they can pay $20,000 to buy an AF-15 secret rare, or they can pay $20,000 to go talk with David and learn about the company and have that confidence. Not that they don't already have the confidence, but I bet you they will know certain things that will make them a lot more bullish in VeVe, will give them that advantage, that they can make way more money in the future. Maybe that 25,000 for each of them can turn into $1 million. Who knows? You know, we never know. Thing is, you know, if you had that knowledge when the Amazing Spider-Man came out last year, you would have paid 25,000 for 10 secret rare variants, and at the all-time high, that's like $1 million right there. So think about that, right? Back when secret rare Spider-Man was at 2,500, you could have bought 10, and at the all-time high, even though like it's 100,000 each, you could have undercut by, you know, 50% and sell all 10 of them for 50,000 gems each, and make $500,000. So, you know, I think that a scenario that might happen will be a group of 4 people putting money together, bid from one account, go to dinner with David. That is the investment right there, and that investment will most likely bring them lots of money in the future. So that might be a scenario. Obviously, I'm not bidding because I can never afford it, but that's one scenario. And then for gamings and the 2 Donnies, I think this video is long enough. I'll talk about them tomorrow. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. This is my first time doing it. I never made video kind of like on the fly like this. So if you find it helpful, or if you have any feedback, please, any feedback, comments, criticism are welcome. You know, just drop them in a comment section below, and I'll try to improve the content and, you know, just get more metrics for you guys so that you can make data-driven decision. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my content and you want to see more whale interviews in the future, and, you know, VeVe experts interviews. I'll try to, you know, be creative and bring as much valuable and actionable insight to you guys. So hit the like button, tell me what you think in the comment section below, and subscribe now. All right, thank you so much, you guys. I hope to see you again next time. Peace.